Hello? Are we all met? Well, I certainly hope so. What is going on, my survivors? It's me, Papa the Survivor, the VTuber survivor from the future, and I am back with some more, Bloons TD6. And yeah, that's because I had to move the stream to today. Well, yeah, because I couldn't stream Thursday because I had work that ran till 5, so I couldn't leave, to go stream. What else was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh, yeah. Also, if you didn't see my update... well, you should have. But if you didn't see my update, yeah, I moved the stream back to usual time because I was able to catch an early viewing of the new Super Mario Galaxy movie. And I have things to talk about. Both good and bad. But before I do that, let me just find the map we are doing now. Sulphur Springs, and we get Easter bonus. Okay. Alright. Let's see. What was I... Ooh, okay, he really works in this terrain. No, what was I going to say? Oh, okay, that's what it was. Okay, so forgive me if at some point during the stream I leave, cause... Oh, like right now. Give me a second, I need to handle something real quick. Okay, sorry about that. So it's getting a little warm in the house. It's like a toasty 78 degrees. Not super hot yet, but eventually it'll get up to 80 degrees, and then at that point I'm probably gonna change shirts because I'm wearing a pretty thick t-shirt, and I usually swap into tank tops. But that's later. Anywho, now we get the game going. And I said I was going to yap about the new Super Mario Galaxy movie, which I will do. So, spoilers for anyone who has not seen the movie yet. Overall, I thought it was an enjoyable experience, especially for anyone that's a fan of video games or fans of the Mario franchise in general. Like, basically, you'll sit through it and you won't feel bored, is what I'm saying. Like, overall... I'm sorry, I'm having trouble trying to form it into words. Let's see, I think... I know what I'll do, okay. How do I want to... I'm trying to find the words to describe the movie. I will say a pleasant experience, however, it lacked substance. And I guess if I was to figure out how to best explain it, it's like eating a Krispy Kreme donut. And if you haven't tried Krispy Kreme donuts, they're actually pretty good, but again, they lack substance. Or eating cotton candy. Like, they taste really good, but at the end of the day, it's just a big ball of sugar. It's not like a donut you'd find anywhere else, to where it's like nice and toasted. Like a nice toasted donut that's like properly glazed and everything. And you bite into it, you're like, okay, yeah, this is a donut with some substance. A Krispy Kreme donut is just a ball of sugar. Like a cotton candy, it tastes good, you bite into it, but it melts away super fast and there's nothing left. There's no substance whatsoever. And I did enjoy the movie. I was thoroughly entertained. But I felt like there should have been more. For starters, the writing. The writing definitely could have been better. So the first act, it starts out with Rosalina reading the Lumas a bedtime story, and then all of a sudden she gets attacked and abducted by Bowser Jr. And then that starts off like the main overarching plot is saving Rosalina. My apologies. Guess Survivor Pooch sees some dog. Anywho, as I was saying, lost my train of thought. But now it's back. Okay, so as I was saying, so Rosalina, who is a very important figure in the Super Mario Galaxy movie, or Super Mario Galaxy games, she only has maybe like a good 12 to 15 minutes, like 10 at least, of screen time. And she's mostly a damsel in distress. Like, okay, she can fight, she can use magic, but majority of her screen time is just being a plot device. And I'm kind of like, okay, interesting choice. It's not a bad choice, but it could have been a much better choice. You know what I mean? And then next we see Mario and Luigi. They're racing through the desert, like the desert kingdom that we see in Super Mario Odyssey with the skull people. And they're checking on a situation in one of the ruins, because there's a pipe there. Because, you know, they're plumbers, they got to do their job. They go and check it out, and they're showcasing, you know, the power of the fire flower and everything. And you're like, ooh, they're using the fire flower, which, yeah, we're used to. And so they get there, they check out what the weird noise is, and turns out it's just Yoshi. They find Yoshi, they befriend him super quick. And they're like, hey, Yoshi! And they're like, so, how did you get here, Yoshi? And Yoshi pretty much explains his backstory in Yoshi's speech, which we pretty much just see Yoshi's origin. He was an egg, he woke up in the human world, or the regular world, Brooklyn. And he's pretty much walking around, and the humans seem to not really mind. They just know that Yoshi exists, and he's kind of just living life. Except he messes with a museum exhibit of a T-Rex skeleton. He breaks it, he gets chased by security, and then the police, and then he heads back down into the sewers and ends up in the warp pipe, taking him back to the Mushroom Kingdom like we see in the first movie. And so that wraps up like the first problem. Like the movie's, I think the movie's main problem is that it's really fast paced, and it goes from it goes from one subplot to another. Some subplots not even what's that word called? Not even having anything to do with the main overarching plot. Like, they're kind of just there just for entertainment. I mean, I was entertained. I liked it. But it felt really disconnected. And so we're still in the first act. And after the whole Yoshi situation, they head back to the Mushroom Kingdom, where they all get ready. Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, they get ready for Peach's birthday party. And we get on to I guess it would be microplot. Mario has a crush on Peach, which, you know, is pretty much a main thing throughout the franchise. But they now touch on it in this movie, where I'm kind of like, okay, that's fine, that's cute, I guess. I mean, I actually did think it was cute. I was like, oh, okay. And so they go to the party. It's set up like how the beginning of both Super Mario Galaxy games are set up. Like, there's a starfall or a star comet festival that Peach is holding, you know, etc., etc. They meet up with Toad, and Toad's like, so Yoshi's just part of the group? And he's like, no one's answering me? Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. Let's see, is everything fine? Yep, this is fine. And then Mario goes, meets with Peach. He gives Peach her birthday present, which is the parasol that she uses. And Peach sort of talks about how, today's not really my birthday. I've never been a fan of them because I don't really remember where I came from. That kind of thing. Because all she remembers is that she came through the warp pipe, and then, you know, the Toads raising her to become their princess, and, you know, her just being regular Princess Peach. I feel like I'm getting a little bit more detailed. Sorry, I should probably just cut to the chase with some things. But anywho, then all of a sudden, you know, star bits start falling down, and Yellow Luma, the character's name is Yellow Luma. So Yellow Luma crash lands onto the Mushroom Kingdom planet. Pretty much explains, you need to save Princess Rosalina. And the Toads are like, Peach, you can't just leave. And he was like, okay, I'll worry about this. Like, I'll figure this out tomorrow morning. Mario's like, yeah, everyone wrap it up. Let's all head home for the day. That kind of thing. And then Peach is like, alright, Toad, we're gonna go save Princess Rosalina. She writes Mario a letter. She and Toad sneak out, and Yellow Luma turns into a launch star and launches them all the way to the Gateway Galaxy. Next morning, Peach is gone. Mario reads the letter. And it's kind of like in the style of like the Super Mario 64 letter, like, Dear Mario, I made you, except Mario's nickname is Mustache. And so Mario and Luigi and Yoshi decide to take care of the Mushroom Kingdom, handling all of their problems while Peach is gone, in a style like reminiscent of the new Super Mario Bros. DS and Wii games, of like clearing levels and whatnot. Where else do I want to put? Okay, I think I will put... Can I even put in it? Yes, I can. Okay, so... Why is it a step? I guess I could try. Excuse me, sorry. There we go. And so after all the problems are taken care of, they go check up on Bowser because he's, the last problem that they need to handle for the day. So, if you remember from the last movie, Bowser got shrunk down with the power of the blue mushroom. And he's basically been going through his rehabilitation punishment, where he's busy painting, making soup, doing everything and whatnot. Mario still doesn't get along with him, but Luigi is giving Bowser a chance. And so yeah, that kind of, funny, recap dialogue ensues. Or refresh dialogue ensues. Bowser Jr. shows up again. He abducts the Mushroom Castle. Or I guess Peach's castle. Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi evacuate the Toads. Let's see, where? Oh. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. So Bowser abducts Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Bowser in the castle. And then Bowser Jr. comes out of his... Yeah, he comes out of his Mega Legs walker from the Galaxy games. And he says, I'm here to take back my father. Oh shoot, I completely... See, you wanna know how detached the movie is from a whole bunch of stuff going on? I completely forgot, is that they did show what happened to Rosalina and Yellow Luma. I forgot, that was way before. So yeah, Bowser Jr. brings Rosalina and Yellow Luma back to Planet Bowser's, a whole new planet, not even introduced in any of the previous games. And Bowser Jr.'s plan is to use Rosalina's cosmic power to power up the Boomsday weapon, which is a giant cannon capable of wiping out the entire universe, or just basically planet by planet. It's basically this version of the Death Star from Star Wars. But overall, I did think the design of Planet Bowser was really unique. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed how Bowser Jr. actually felt like more of a threat than how he is normally in the franchise. How he's kind of just like Bowser's sidekick son. And I also like how Bowser Jr. uses the brush. Because you know how his magic brush is introduced in the Mario Sunshine games? And how he kind of uses it to turn himself into like a half-cosmic Bowser Jr. for combat. And so yeah, Bowser Jr. fights Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi. It pretty much ends in the draw. Bowser Jr. and Kamek. Yeah, Kamek's back in the movie. Retreat. Yeah, they retreat, and they drop the Mushroom King, or they drop Peach's castle on... It's Honey Hive Galaxy, because they do meet up with the Bee Kingdom, like the Queen Bee from Honey Hive Galaxy in the games. So I'm gonna assume that the planet is Honey Hive Galaxy. So yeah, they get dropped on Honey Hive Galaxy. The castle is destroyed. But at least that is part of the main plot. It's not a subplot that takes you out of the movie. Oh, but we do get to a subplot that at least is connected. So that's the end of Act 1. And now we get into Act 2. So Peach and Toad finally arrive at Gateway Galaxy. Actually, no, this subplot is connected to the main plot, but it does take you out of the movie. So they run into, so as they're trying to like look for a way to getting to Rosalina, they're encountered by, remember the monkey from Super Mario 64? Apparently it has a name. Its name is Ukiki. I did not know that. So Ukiki is doing like the cute monkey thing and swipes Toad's backpack, taking him to like a weird hidden speakeasy area where there's a bunch of Bowser goons like Koopas, Goombas, etc. And so the speakeasy leads to some kind of underground city. I don't know what this city is, but Peach and Toad go because they need to get Toad's backpack, because I don't know. I guess Toad's backpack is important or something. So they're after Ukiki, and then we finally meet back up with Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, and Bowser. Bowser is pleading with Mario that, oh, he's changed, he's not gonna be bad anymore. Like, please make him big again. So Bowser pisses Mario off enough to where he smacks him around, and the side effects of the mini mushroom wear off, and he turns back to normal size. And he's like, you won't regret this. I'm gonna be good, I'll show you. And so they get to the Honey Hive Kingdom, and they meet with the Queen Bee. The Queen Bee is like, for ruining the flower fields, I'm sentencing you guys to the honey mines. And Bowser's like, no, I'll serve their punishment for them. Just make sure they have a ride to Gateway Galaxy. And Queen Bee's like, alright. Send Bowser to the honey mines. You guys give him a transport to Honey Hive Galaxy. So they're on top of the bug boss from the third stage on Honey Hive Galaxy, called Bugaboom. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. I think next I will do submarines? Yeah, next I'll do you, yeah. Replay. And so, I guess while all that goes on, Peach and Toad follow Ukiki into this casino cube kind of thing. And I think it's supposed to be a reference to those little cube galaxies in the those little cube planets in the Galaxy games, to where you go inside and you go on those those flashing blocks in order to get coins and that kind of stuff. And so they see that the casino is run by Wart, who is the main antagonist of Super Mario Bros. 2, aka Super Mario USA. And we see Wart, we see Mauser, who's the little mouse boss that you fight at the end of the first world in Super Mario 2 USA, and Birdo, if you guys don't know who Birdo is. Yeah, Birdo is there. And Peach is like, I want answers, where's Bowser Jr.? And Wart's like, nah, I'm not talking. And calls on the ninjas, who are those, those little jumping black ninja looking dudes. When I say destroyer, yeah. Which I thought was fun. I like Ninja is like my favorite what do you call it, grunt villain from the franchise, so I thought that was pretty cool. And so Peach and Toad are fighting their way through the Ninjas. They beat the Ninjas, they beat Mouser, they beat Birdo, and easily beat Wart. And they interrogate Wart a bit, and Wart's like, okay, he's at Junkyard Galaxy. Or no, Space Junk Galaxy, my bad. Not Junkyard Galaxy, Space Junk Galaxy. Which is actually one of the in-game galaxies. And so they're like, okay, we know where to go, we got our bag back, let's go. And then we meet back up with Bowser, who's, you know, doing work in the honey mines. He reminisces about Peach, where they do a little cameo, a little callback to the Peach's song, which I still think is really good. But lo and behold, Bowser Jr. finds his father. You know, he abducts Bowser. They have a little heart-to-heart, which I thought was adorable. I actually really liked the relationship between Bowser and his son, because it does show us that Bowser actually is a genuinely good father. Even though he is, you know, a bad guy, a despicable villain in the franchise, he's still a really good father to his son. Like, let's not forget that fact. And so yeah, so Bowser Jr. shows off everything he's done or everything that he's built to his father, and his father's like really impressed. Actually, that's a little bit later, but now we meet back up. Okay, they do this little gag thing, which I think they're trying to what do you call it? They're trying to do like some kind of callback from Zootopia with like the super slow sloth who's like a DMV employee or something. But they showcase Rob from what do you call it? Or just Rob. Yeah, we all know who Rob is. And so Rob pretty much shows them where the flight deck is, because Peach and Toad need to find a pilot to take them to Space Junk Galaxy. And so they get to the flight deck, they're coming across everyone, asking like, hey, anyone want to take us to Space Junk Galaxy? And they meet Fox McCloud from Star Fox. And and I know they've been hyping that up, like, whoa, Fox is in the movie. So yeah, I think Nintendo and Illumination are trying to hype up or build anticipation towards either a Nintendo cinematic universe or a Super Smash Bros. Movie. But if Fox McCloud does exist in this Mario universe, through, like, you know, access to the Gateway Galaxy, then I think maybe, you know, the cinematic universe is just going to be 3D animated, you know what I mean? But they did say they were planning on making a live-action Zelda movie, so maybe Link, Zelda, or something come across a warp pipe that takes him to the animated world. Oh, hold on a second, my dog needs to go outside. Sorry about that. Still 78 degrees, not bad. Armor piercing darts. Mob assassin. What else did I want to say? Oh, I forgot to add sniper rifles. That's fine. What else? Okay, sorry, I got sidetracked. So Mario catches up with everyone. They all hop onto Fox's ship and head to Space Junk Galaxy. They finally come across Bowser Jr.'s spaceship. Bowser Jr. tries to shoot at him, and Bowser's kind of feeling like, hey son, let's kind of go easy on them. They're not bad. They're actually kind of cool. Kind of cool. And Bowser Jr.'s confused, like, what? He's like, whatever you say. And he shoots Mario and Luigi with it's the ray gun, or like the ray repeater blaster from Smash Bros, but it's kind of a reference to the Super Scope. Yeah, it's a reference to the Super Scope for, I think, either the Super Nintendo or the Virtual Boy or something like that. And so he shoots them with it, but it's like a baby ray, so it turns them into babies. Like it was kind of like, to me at least, it was referencing the episode of SpongeBob where Plankton was turning everyone into babies. So Mario and Luigi get turned into babies, again, a reference to Yoshi's Island, because Yoshi's in the game. So, you know, they're messing with the controls, Fox's ship is out of control, and they crash land on some planet with dinosaurs on it. And so, again, this takes us way out of the plot. I'm like, okay, this is fun, but did they really need to add a whole baby section? I just felt kind of confused and kind of distracted by it. And that's pretty much the end of Act 2, I believe. Yes, it is the end of Act 2. Okay. And then we start off Act 3 with Fox trying to repair his ship. Peach is helping Fox repair his ship. And let's see, and it's Yoshi and Toad babysitting Baby Mario and Luigi. And so Baby Mario and Luigi, like, they wander off somewhere and they come across a dinosaur, like a T-Rex. I think it's a reference to the T-Rex that we see in Odyssey. Again, there's too much Odyssey stuff and other stuff going on. Like, in my opinion, they shouldn't have went to Galaxy as the second movie. The second movie should have been World. The Super Mario World movie, where Yoshi should have been the main focus. I didn't know. You know what? No, they shouldn't have included Bowser Jr. yet. I think they should have done is they should have had a Super Mario World movie where, you know, Bowser's still included, but Bowser is less of a villain, and they should have focused on making Wario and Waluigi the villains. Or at least Wario. And I think they should have also introduced things from Super Mario Land, like Sarasa Land and Daisy and that kind of stuff. They should have expanded more on the planet that they were on, because all we saw in the first movie was the Mushroom Kingdom, Donkey Kong Country, and, you know, the Darklands. Pretty much just stuff that we see, like, in regular Super Mario. We should have saw Yoshi's Island as well. But that's my take. Anywho. So while all of that stuff is going on, we see more of Bowser and Bowser Jr.'s relationship. And Bowser pretty much talks about how Mario and Luigi, you know, they're not that bad. They're actually pretty good. Like, they could possibly even be friends. And Bowser Jr. is like, but friends are a weakness, and they will betray you, like, at the, you know, like, at the convenient opportunity. And Bowser's kind of like, I guess? And eventually he's convinced that, you know, his son is right, and he raised him, you know, the best that he could. And he's like, you know what, yeah, screw Mario and Luigi, I'm going back to being evil. And I was kind of disappointed, because I thought he would still, you know, be good and try and convince Junior to be good, but I guess they didn't want to play into that. But yeah, anywho, Bowser's back to being, you know, the big boss, but not the main villain. And again, there was no Donkey Kong in this movie either, but I guess it's to focus more on Yoshi and Bowser Jr., I guess. And Rosalina. Let's see. And so, eventually, Mario and Luigi get turned back into adults. And Fox and Peach are kind of like, dude, the ship is busted. But luckily, Luigi is messing with the radio, or Fox's radio, and he puts out like a distress signal to the Lumas that were on the Star Reactor. That's the name of the ship from Galaxy. So that are on the Star Reactor, and so the Lumas power up the Star Reactor, and they fly to their location. Which I'm kind of like, okay, well that was kind of a... What do you call it? It's some kind of plot, something that's used in... Yeah, that's some plot armor, yeah. Well, it's not plot armor, but it's more like it's a cop-out. Well, you guys know what I'm talking about. I just don't have the right word for it right now. I was kind of like, that's cool, but okay. Again, like I said, the writing is like a 6 out of 10. Let's see, where do I want to put that? See, I can put as many snipers as I want, but I only want like a few. Put a sniper right there. Sniper right there. A sniper right here, because why not? And so as they're on the Star Reactor, on their way there, Peach looks inside Rosalina's library. She sees the storybook that she was about to read to them, and it pretty much reveals that, at least in this continuity, because in the other continuities, it's theorized that Mario or Luigi and Peach are the parents of Rosalina, because I guess Rosalina in the Galaxy games comes from the future. At least according to MapHat. But anywho, Peach and Rosalina are sisters. Rosalina being older, Peach being younger, and that... they lived together on a planet. But one day people were after the power that they both share, because apparently their power combined is like enough to like change the universe or something. Like, see, I barely remember why it's important. So Rosalina sends Peach away in a warp pipe, you know, which is what we see in the first movie, and we get a callback to in this movie anyways. That sends her to the Mushroom Kingdom, where the Toads can raise her until she can protect them, etc., etc. Yeah, so now we're in Act 3. Yeah, now we're in Act 3. Act 3, I felt like at least the writing is basic enough to be stable, but you do get bombarded with action, 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 action. But what else? That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. This is fine, and this is fine. Wait, we just need to change this one. What else had happened? Okay, so they finally make it to planet... Oh no! Yeah, they make it to the, you know, to the atmosphere, or like the orbit of planet Bowser. Fox is piloting the ship, and you know he steers through all of the space doom ships. He drops off Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, and Peach onto the planet, and they sort of sneak around trying to get inside to get to Rosalina. But eventually they're caught, and you know they're after them. They're like, okay, we gotta fight through. And Mario and Peach eventually get trapped in this obstacle course which is laid out like a Super Mario World castle level that Bowser Jr. is controlling with obstacles and whatnot. Mario and Peach, you know, make their way through it, and Bowser's like, alright, I'm gonna take care of them. I think Yoshi and Luigi are still, you know, fighting off everyone that's in, like, the amusement park section of the planet. Yeah, Luigi and Yoshi are just forgotten. At this point. Let's see. But they make it to, like, the bridge of the castle. But they do come across Bowser. It's a reference to like a Bowser castle level, to where you need to cross the bridge and jump over Bowser and then hit the axe and break the bridge. So Bowser comes in with throwing axes, and Mario's like, dude, you don't have to do this, I know you're still good. And Bowser's like, nah dude, my son convinced me. My son convinced me after everything you guys did to me after the first movie. Why would I want to be good? I'm just gonna be bad. And Mario's like, well, alright. And I'm kind of like, I guess I was kind of hoping at your redemption, but never mind. And so Mario and Peach, you know, they dodge Bowser's axes. Mario grabs one and breaks the bridge. Bowser falls into the lava, and I'm like, oh dang, did they actually kill off Bowser? But even then, even I know they're not gonna kill off Bowser in this kind of movie. Bowser comes back as Dry Bowser, which I kind of figured, oh no, he's gonna come back as Dry Bowser. They're not just gonna kill off Bowser that easily. And Bowser Jr. puts his mask on and uses the wand's Fury power to turn into Fury Bowser Jr. So I'm like, okay, so they're referencing Bowser's Fury in this. Again, I felt like there was a whole lot of referencing, but not a lot of explaining. Which they did use in the first movie, but at least the first movie was enjoyable enough and had good enough writing to where they can get away with it. But in this one, they definitely like hit the brakes or slowed down on the writing to just focus on the entertainment and visuals and cameos. And so Mario leaves Peach to go free her sister, and Mario handles Bowser and Bowser Jr. all on his own. But eventually, Luigi and Yoshi finally show up, and they have power-up blocks. Mario becomes Drill Mario, Luigi becomes Cloud Luigi, and Yoshi becomes Inflatable Yoshi? Because he ate a fruit, or the inflatable fruit from New Super Mario Bros. U. At least I think that's what it's supposed to be. But yeah, so they're fighting. So yeah, they're fighting. They defeat Bowser. They defeat Bowser and they defeat Bowser Jr., knocking him back to normal. But Bowser Jr. uses his uses the wand's magic, or uses the wand brush's magic again, and creates a dragon. Like, I don't even know what the dragon is referencing, or whatever. I was like, well, what is a dragon? But anyways, the dragon is out of control. It eats Bowser Jr. But Mario sees there's one power-up block left. It has a flight star, so he turns into Flight Mario from the Galaxy movies. He flies in through the ink dragon. He saves Bowser Jr. And Peach frees Rosalina, and they use their cosmic power to just Thanos snap planet Bowser back to being, you know, like a lush green planet, and everything's kind of back to normal. So yeah, now we have just a head dry Bowser, who's still pretty much Bowser, just not dead. And then we have Bowser Jr., who's still Bowser Jr. Again, I feel like there was more that the team wanted to do, but they were running out of time for, you know, the movie that they wanted to do. So they're like, okay, we gotta wrap this up quickly. And so like, okay, we saved the day, let's go home. And they make it back to the Mushroom Kingdom, and they're like, where's the castle? And the castle is kind of destroyed. And so they do like a Mario Maker reference, and they flip to like a 2D segment of them like putting the castle back together, and then it's back to 3D. Peach gives Mario a kiss on the cheek like she usually does. Mario has the super feather, which, you know, turns him into Cape Mario. And so he flies, putting the new flag on top of the new castle, and that's pretty much the end of the movie. The movie ends right there. Not even anything or setup or anything. It just ends right there. I'm like, that's it? That's it? At least there was a good resolution, like a satisfying resolution at the end of the first movie, instead of it ending on, you know, like Mario and Luigi, like, yeah, we saved the day, we beat Bowser, etc. It was like, okay, let's go to work. Let's go to work being the plumbers of the Mushroom Kingdom, that kind of thing. At least that's satisfying. There was no real resolution. I was like, dude, what the heck? That's it? And then we get to the post-credits. The post-credits is that Fox is now heading back to, like, his world, and Bowser and Bowser Jr. are in, like, a maximum security prison. And they run into, like, the creepy Luma from the first movie, like, who's the warden, and they're freaked out, and that's pretty much the end of, like, the post-credits. Or the first post-credits thing. I don't know if there's, like, a second post-credits thing. I didn't stay. I'd like to watch it. But that was it. Overall, I still thought the movie was an enjoyable experience. You can turn off your brain, and, you know, kind of be like, yeah, that was fun. But again, I still thought the movie was like a Krispy Kreme donut, of where it's delicious, I'll eat a bunch of them, but at the end of the day, there's no substance, it's just a big mass of sugar. It doesn't, like, I've had plenty of better donuts. But I do feel like they dumbed down this movie because the first movie was a success. And they were like, okay, all we need to do is just give the bare minimum for this movie, and it'll still be a huge success, it'll sell tickets, etc., etc. Which I guess is kind of like, you know, par for the course with Illumination, because I guess people don't like the Minion movies as well, or as much as the, what do you call it? the Despicable Me movies because it's just the Minions. It's just the Minions doing their thing and goofing around with some kind of plot going on. I still kind of enjoyed the first Minions movie. It was fun. I think that's the thing with these movies. You just need to turn your brain off. If you start to get analytical with literally every movie trying to find something, and then you're gonna have a bad time. And I think that's probably why people are, feel strongly about this movie. I'm like, yeah, but does it really need to be like that? Does it really need to be that well written? I mean, as long as it's written as well as the first one, or maybe slightly better, then yeah, it's passing. Oh, the Sonic movies, though. The Sonic movies, oh my god. Sonic movies are definitely better written, because they're going off in like a different course. Of where instead of like trying to retell something, or like come together with some kind of plot mashing in references everywhere they go, they're recreating story beats from all of the Sonic media we do know into some kind of cohesive plot line for the franchise. You know what I mean? Oh, and we did get a teaser trailer for Sonic 4. I did see we did get a teaser trailer, in the movie. But so far, there wasn't really... Actually, no. The trailers I saw were for some kind of family movie, called The Breadwinner. And the live-action Moana, I was like, okay, whatever. It's just Disney being Disney, and The Rock being The Rock again, but he looks so old. He looked so old in the trailer. I'm like, dude, either use technology to de-age The Rock, so that way he looks like he's in his 90s, 2000s look, or just, I don't know, man. But overall, I still enjoyed the movie. I would definitely watch it again. But it was definitely a step back from the first movie, where it could have done a little bit better. So my score for the Super Mario Galaxy movie is 7 out of 10. A 7 out of 10, bordering going back into like a 6 point something. Like it could be anywhere from like a 6.8, 6.9. Like. But I gave it a 7 out of 10. I'm like, okay, 7 out of 10. If you turn your brain off, you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it, but you will notice like some things will give you a pain in the behind. But apparently, there's like some kind of culture war drama going around about the movie. I'm like, it's a Mario movie. Who the heck cares? I remember people complaining that Brie Larson was voicing Rosalina. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, Rosalina's barely in the movie as is. If you hate the lady, well, she's barely in the movie, and it's just her voice. It's not really her acting, okay? I'm like, just suck it up, sit through it. But if that's their take on a Super Mario Galaxy movie, I'm a little concerned for what they're gonna do for the Super Mario Odyssey movie. And the movie's already a success. Like, as long as they make their money, it's fine. But they'll probably give us not even a bare minimum worth of effort for the Odyssey movie. And I'm gonna be like, oh my god, this is gonna be annoying. Is it gonna be annoying? Is it gonna... Are we gonna get a Shrek the Third with the Odyssey movie? Oh, but I also got a trailer for the Forgotten Island. For Forgotten Island from DreamWorks. And it actually looks really entertaining, like they actually are trying, because it's the team from The Last Wish. So, hopefully we get something good. Because DreamWorks is sort of inconsistent. They'll do a banger, and then a flop, and then another banger, and then another flop. Because they did a banger with The Last Wish, and then they did a flop with Teenage Kraken, which is ultimately forgettable. And then I had another banger with the Bad Guys 2. At least I think. Yeah, I think it was. I think Bad Guys 2 was good. I think the reviews were mostly good because Bad Guys 1 was a success. And then they had a flop with Kung Fu Panda 4. And so I'm thinking, based on that track record, Forgotten Island is probably going to be a banger. And then they'll probably give us another flop. Although I don't know what the other flop could be. Yeah, that was pretty much my day out today. Ow. Nah, okay. Also, because I didn't max out anything. Let's see, what time is it? Okay, we got a whole nother hour. Nice. Military monkey. Emergency unlock. Oh, the Dartling. Yeah, this is... Let's see. Hydra Rocket Storm. Oh, that's Dartling, I think. Yeah, that's all Dartling. I don't need to do this branch. But let's see. What is this? Darts from Monkey Aces. Oh, I barely use Monkey Aces. There we go. Grape Shot. Grape Shot I use more of, and then we'll do this. And is this Maim Mob cost reduction? Nice. Let's see, how many more till Desperado? Oh, okay. We're getting closer and closer to Desperado, even though I most likely won't use them. Water Park. Okay, there we go. Hold on a second. I'm gonna move some things around. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Okay, now let's see. This is a really tricky map, but at least there's a lot of water to where I can come up with something. Yeah, if we put Aben Greenfoot here, make him strong. Yeah, but since there's water, I think I might use mermonkeys in places where I would regularly put dart monkeys, or usually put dart monkeys. Alright, so what else did I want to talk about? Oh, well, my day was pretty much... Well, I went to the mall, because the movie theater that I go to see movies at is at the mall. So I went to my local mall. First thing that I did was, I had to get something to eat, so I went to is it just my mall, or does a Wetzel pretzel exist at other malls? There's a pretzel like company that exists that's usually in malls called Wetzel's Pretzels. It's been there for ages. And I had their pizza bites. And they give you like pizza sauce to dip it in. So I had that as like a snack or appetizer to tie me over until I got my popcorn and drink at the movie. And then I went to... I might have talked about this, but it is... Ah, shoot. Do-over, I forgot. Okay, I completely forgot. So, monkeys will come not just through here, but also on... Also on the slide, so I'll need monkeys to block this. Again, so sorry about that. Survivor Brother was over for the weekend, so he was packing his things and he's getting picked up to head back to campus. So yeah, that was going on. My bad. Okay. Hey, what was I saying? Aubin Greenfoot here. Okay. And then I need monkeys around here to do work. I really don't have anything. Oh, and even if they're in water, they can't hit. Maybe it's time I use the tack shooters? Yeah, that looks about right. Even though I've never used tack shooters. Oh, there's a start everywhere. And there's always a start somewhere. Upgrade. Up the range. Always up range. Yeah, I was right. Now let's up your ranges. Let's see. More tax. Yeah, this one will be more tax, and this one will be faster shooting. Yeah, so it hits more. Faster shooting. Oh yeah, okay, so I went to... did I ever mention this? How, at the mall that I go to, there's like an indoor swap meet. The upper section is like... is like geeky... is like geek, nerd, anime kind of stuff going on that they're selling. They usually have, what do you call it? They usually have, like voice actors in there, do signings there. I'm not gonna say which voice actor was there today, because I don't want to dox my location. And then the bottom floor section is like actual clothes. Like actual clothes and like attire and that kind of stuff. So that's pretty much where I was during like the first 40 or so minutes or half an hour or so getting like at the mall. And then like I went straight to the movie theater, got my popcorn and drink, and then watched the movie. Let's see. Oh, I can put them in this boot? Ooh. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Yeah, we'll do 2 subs and we'll do 2 monkey buccaneers. And then, you know what, we'll throw some mermaids in for good measure, because why not? Let's see. Up the range. Even more range. Oh yeah, okay, so some big VTuber news that happened just yesterday. Yeah, it happened just yesterday. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you VTuber fans or people that are in the VTuber sphere know about HoloLive, CoverCorp, Call of Stars, etc. Okay, so there was an announcement yesterday that Cover Corporation was basically gutting all of their funding for HoloStars JP, like HoloStars the main branch. Not HoloStars EN, but the main branch. Cause they haven't been, you know, turning a profit. HoloStars has basically just been existing just to exist. Like, in case you don't know what HoloStars is the male-focused branch of Holo Production. That Yago started as kind of like a side project. I think it started, back in... I don't remember. I want to say, like, either 2019 or 2020. So, obviously, way after HoloLive even started. And, you know, Yago had already established wanting HoloLive to sort of be that, or be, sort of have that idol culture kind of appeal, you know, like being similar to AKB48, that kind of similar feel to it. And then then he releases his male branch as a side project, and it gets, like, you know, barely any traction even on arrival. Cause, you know, all of the most HoloLive fans are men. They're men, they're there for, like, the kayfabe, the idol image that, you know, that HoloLive is trying to fit. So they're obviously like, I'm not gonna watch a dude. And, you know, HoloLive, or HoloStars always had an uphill battle. But at least they at least managed to carve out, like, a little space for themselves, like some kind of foothold. You know, they have 4 generations of HoloStars, and they have 12 talents currently. But back when I'd say HoloStars was at its peak, which was probably 2021 maybe, they had like 9 main dudes, and then they had Uproar, which was 4 more, making them 13. But of course they had more than 9 beforehand, because they had 2 more in Gen 1 and then 1 in Gen 3. So they lost 3 dudes. So they originally did have 12 people. but they lost 3, and then they gained 4 more, and then they lost 1. So they're back to 12 again. And then they have Hollow Stars EN, which actually is a bit more profitable than, you know, Hollow JP, but with what they're doing, I can imagine it's probably going to be the same for Hollow Stars EN, maybe next year. I can imagine they're probably going to gut them to cut costs, because they're like, why are we spending on these guys when they don't make enough, you know, profit to return? Which is sad, but it's still, the fault still lies on Cover, you know, for not giving them as much attention or actually catering and supporting them by advertising them. Maybe going the sort of Fujoshi kind of appeal that, you know, Niji does. You know what I mean? But they were like, no, we're just not gonna try with you guys. It's basically like kicking something to see if it'll work again, and like, nope, that's all I got. So yeah, a lot of people are upset, you know, about this, but, you know, but there's also, you know, something to be said that, well, do you really have the right to be upset if you never, you know, show up to watch their streams? Because, you know, I'll be honest, I only really I only sparingly kept up with Hollow Stars. The only time I actively watched Hollow Stars is when Hollow Fest was going on and none of the HoloLive members were streaming because they were doing Fest, and I would watch the Hollow Stars members. But now the market for VTubers is way oversaturated to where no one can really watch everyone. Like, you only need like maybe 2 or 3 VTubers you actively watch. And I only actively watch Saba, Fuamoko, and Felican Ku. And Saba, she only streams like once in a blue moon, as it is. Whereas Fuamoko and Felican Ku like stream pretty frequently, although Kuchan right now is gonna be, or Kuchan down the line this month is gonna be going on a health break, so it's mainly Fuamoko. But yeah, dude, it's a cutthroat business now. Like, we're not even in a VTuber boom anymore. We're in like a VTuber dark age, to where a lot of companies are going under. There's too much drama. There's a lot more graduations and terminations, and it's, you know, it basically went from, you know, a sort of like a passion-driven hobby activity to now like a cutthroat business. I mean, but I guess that happens in entertainment, you know what I mean? Because, you know, VTubing is still, it's just streaming, but with a virtual avatar. Literally anyone can be any kind of VTuber. It's, at the end of the day, it's still streaming, it's just a different form of streaming. And yeah, VTubing is here to stay just because of how long it's survived. But it's not gonna reach, well, we might see a VTuber renaissance at some point, but it's gonna be a while before that happens. So like, the boom happened in 2020, but I'd say, I don't know, give it maybe sometime after 2030 for that to happen. But there has to be some kind of miracle, because it's true, like, VTubing could have been just some kind of... Oh shoot, I need snipers. I need snipers for that. There, just in case there's any camo balloons, I got backup. But yeah, there's a lot of people being like, or, you know, the blame does still fall on Cover. But now, what does gutting, what does gutting the funding mean? Well, it pretty much means that they're not going to do any, 3D lives, they're not going to do any sort of, like, concerts or showcases or any big events for Hollow Stars going forward. Ah, shoot. Can I use a power? Oh, I should have told him to hit the strongest. Oh well. We survived. Oh yeah, I imagine, dang, and I was kind of hoping there wouldn't be some kind of mass exodus from Hollow for, this year. But of course, I was like, okay, if I'm like, I don't mind 1 or 2, graduations, affiliations from cover a year, but last year we lost six members. We lost 6 Hollow talents, or more than that probably. So, but we lost so many. We lost so many last year. We lost Chloe. We lost Chloe. We lost Shion. We lost Guro. We lost Mume. We lost Nodoka. And we lost Kanata. We lost 7. It was a literal culling, dude. Oh, and we lost Ao-kun at the beginning of this year. But yeah, basically, a lot of the JP members are like, all right, well, I guess I'll fire up my resume. But yeah, it is kind of sad though, because I genuinely did like, the stars, like the Hollow Stars members. They were fun back in the day, back when they did have some semblance of an identity and did have some traction. And I know that the EN members are definitely gonna go through it, because they know that, they're next. Obviously, probably not this year, but next year, most likely. Once cover starts to, like, do cost cuts again. But I do imagine that maybe some EN members will leave in solidarity, or probably do some kind of protest. Let's see. Trident swiftness, title chill. Ooh, okay. Trident efficiency, sharper prongs, title chill, trident swiftness. Yeah, because this one can be. Yeah, this can be the ice one, and this can be the abyss one. I should probably do the snipers first, since they shoot everything. But yeah. It sucks. It sucks. Bouncing bullet for you. Nice, we got the free play. And you will be deadly precision. Nice. We made it to 630, which means it's cooling down in the house now. Only got as far up as 78, which I'm okay with. Riptide champion. Okay, it's up here, so blade shooter. And then we'll save up for hot shots. But yeah, I remember, those are the two that I mainly use. Blades and fire, because... Because, what do you call it? Tax is not as good as you may think. And my subs are good to go. Cannon ship. Save up for destroyer. Oh, I don't even have my setups. I don't even know how I can do my setups. Yeah, this is the one map where I can't do my setups. Except, I guess, maybe right here. Riptide champion. Yeah, I finally had something to yap about. Because I normally don't have that. I wish I had some other news, because there's not really a whole lot of good news to report on anymore, which is kind of sad and morbid, but it's true. Ugh. Well, yeah, I don't know, man. All I know is I went to the movies today. I also chilled at the mall. I had fun, and now I'm streaming. And there was some bad VTuber news recently. But again, it's still... No, it's not it's not a currently developing story. Or... Is it developing? I don't know. Either way, all I know is that HoloStar's JP is basically just left in a corner to just exist until talents leave, if they feel like it. Because they're not being invested in anymore. And I predict that the same thing will happen with HoloStar's EN next year. Just to further gut costs. And then I did see a post saying that, uh-oh, ID is next on the chopping block. I'm like, no, ID is still very much successful. I mean, sure, they probably don't make as much as Hollow JP or Hollow EN, but they are still very much successful in their, you know, their niche corner of the market. And I kind of imagine why Hollow Stars doesn't have an ID version of themselves. That would have made no money. I mean, they would have existed like how Maha 5 exists now. They're kind of just there. I don't know, let me see. What is it? What are we trying to level up? Oh, we're trying to level up this. Okay, so let me save up some money. Yeah, I don't even think I can make, what do you call it? Banks here. And you know what? If I can't make banks, let me see. Yeah, if I can't use my monkey banks, I only use these whenever I'm using merchantmen. But maybe I should do a banana central. Yeah. Yeah, oh yes, if I up the value and then go banana central, then that's fine, because I only really need one of those. Or like maybe one or two of those. I don't really need a whole lot. Produces large crates. You want banana? We have banana. Oh wait, because no, then I would need a... Oh, frick. Yeah, see? Having the auto salvage actually helps a lot. So that way I don't need to just collect it. But having the higher value, though... Okay, what if I just make two? If I make two, then I can have this banana central be the one that or the one that has the high value. So that way I'm just collecting one instead of two. I think I can manage that. Yeah, I'll try that. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm still a fan of Uma Musume, in case anyone is wondering. There we go. Hot shots. We want some hot shots! Nice. So we have blades and fire. That's pretty much all we really need. Supply drop. Nice. And now, let's see. That's 21, 68, 33, 11,000. And yeah, you're gonna be a while. Yeah, this is the cheap one. So we'll get armor piercing. Oh yeah, but I'm still a fan, you know, still a fan of Uma Musume. But, oh, JoJo! Okay, so yeah, JoJo Part 7, Episode 1 drop. I don't know if I talked about this, but yeah, this is something that had happened, but yeah. Episode 1 dropped, I think, maybe a few weeks ago, and I guess it's currently delayed. I'm not sure why it's delayed, and Netflix hasn't put out any reason why. But it was gonna be released at a weekly format, which obviously JoJo fans like, because they love JoJo Fridays. Because they love, you know, the hype and anticipation being built up, you know, week by week, instead of having the whole show be released all at once, like they did with Stone Ocean, and then there just not being any hype. Because they released Stone Ocean in three separate acts. Like Act 1, which released all at once, and then Act 2, and then Act 3. Because, you know, Netflix is known for being like the binge watch sort of platform, instead of things releasing weekly, like how, you know, most people are with any show or with anime. But I'm usually the binge watch kind of person, unless it's like a show that I really do like and I do want to watch weekly. I mean, either way, I don't really mind. Either or, as long as I get to watch my show, I don't care. But yeah, so it's delayed. Maybe it has something to do with the with Warner Brothers, or with the Warner Brothers situation, because Warner Brothers was like being disputed with between Netflix and Paramount, to where Netflix, I think, initially won, but then Paramount now won with the deal. I have no idea what's going on with Warner Brothers and Netflix and Paramount, but it looks like Paramount now is like currently in the process of now getting the rights to Warner Brothers or something. So maybe it has something to do with that. Or maybe not, I don't know, because it is David Productions. I'll just need to wait and see, because JoJo's is under Warner Brothers now. Yeah, I haven't been... But yeah, I don't know. That's currently a developing thing, we'll just need to wait. Alright, yeah, you, for strike capabilities. Okay, well at least they're gaining some XP fairly quickly. Abyssal Dweller, then Alluring Melody. Oh, you're the cheaper one, really? Abyssal Warrior. Arctic Knight. Symphonic Resonance. And the cheapest one is the Final Harmonic, and then Lord of the Abyss, and then Poseidon. What about this? Yeah, but they're getting XP really fast, so this is probably fine. But I should probably start investing in those banks. So we'll have bank number 1 here. This one, I think, will just be my collect by hand bank. Just because it's right here, and I don't need to worry about missing this. Or missing this, I mean. Let's see. Increase production, easy. Boom, boom. Okay. What is it? Uncollected bananas auto-collect. Well, why is... I don't know, it seemed like they weren't auto-collecting to me. Oh, okay, there it is. I was worried. I was like, they're not auto-collecting to me. What's going on? Banana plantation. Banana plantation. There we go. Well, that doesn't even make a difference. I mean, at least I don't need to worry about them, but still. Oh, what the heck? They're that expensive? Okay, you know what? I'll just start investing in these guys already. Okay, let's see. What is the cheapest one of these to upgrade? 20, 21. Actually, no, it should be... Yeah, you're the cheapest. Well, not really a whole lot of news I can see. There we go. Elite Sniper, who has the Elite perk. But yeah, I forgot how fun it is going to the movies. I think COVID and streaming kind of did kill, you know, like the going to the movie experience. But now I'm starting to experience it all over again. So I think I gotta find more days to go to the movies, which I would prefer to be on weekends. Not necessarily Friday, but Saturday. Like Friday if I have to, Saturday preferably. And then not Sunday, because Sunday is the day where I just need to chill and get chores done and lock in, you know what I mean? Lock in for the week. But yeah. Yeah, what movie? There just hasn't been a lot of good stuff coming out, you know what I mean? Well, I mean, there has been good stuff, but I usually just don't have the time. Like, everything has to be set perfectly. Like, me seeing Iron Lung, that was set perfectly. I wasn't working, and the weekend, and I could do whatever I want on the weekend, so I was like, yeah. I can catch Iron Lung. Dude, I wanted to see freaking Godzilla -1 or minus color, but I was working, and I didn't have time to see it, because it's usually out for only one day. Or like, well, foreign media is usually out for like a limited time. Yeah, but so far there actually hasn't been a lot of movies coming out that I really do want to see. Like, if it's a movie that I'm interested in, but I don't want to go to the movie to see it, then I probably stream it through alternative methods. Or watch it through alternative methods, my bad. Did I say stream? I meant watch. Let's see. Yeah, carrier flagship. We'll save up for that. Actually, no, carrier flagship isn't next. Research facility is next. Banana research facility. Produces 5 large crates. Oh, damn. Oh, that's it? Alright. See, now I feel like I'm just collecting both. Yeah, see, it's such a low frequency, I didn't need auto-collect. There we go. Now we have 2 green banana research facilities that I can collect at the same rate. Yeah, perfect. And it's just 5. Nice. Boom. 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 Flagship carrier. Now let's have some dart monkeys. Oh, well, they both can't shoot this thing, so... Let's see. The top one, sharp. Bottom one, quick. Top one, sharp. Bottom one, quick. There we go. Crossbow Master. There can only be one Crossbow Master for now, until I get the perk that gives me 2 Crossbow Masters. Alright, then we're saving up for 21. Or things that can upgrade at 21. 21? Running out of time. You know what? We'll go to round 100. That's what I'll do. Go to round 100 and then we'll call it. So either wait to round 100 or I die before round 100. Just have to wait and see. Hey, Max Aben. I still don't have the XP yet? Here, what if... Oh no, yeah, it's gonna take you a minute. No! Oh, we died. Oh well. It's like I said. Oh, alrighty. Well, that was this session of Balloons TD6. Thank you so much for coming to the stream. If you enjoyed what you saw, please follow me on Twitch, where I try to stream every other day Pacific Standard Time. Just be sure to keep track of the schedules that I post to X, formerly Twitter, as well as Blue Sky. Also follow me on Blue Sky as well, as I am much more active over there with my posts and updates. And if you're watching this VOD at any point in the future, please like and subscribe to me on YouTube, where I upload all my VODs, so you never have to miss a single stream. Alright, I will put a schedule out tomorrow. We most likely will be streaming Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so look forward to that. But after that, I'm gonna go on a 1-week break, maybe a little over a week. Because I will be back in show mode, and you know, whenever I'm in show mode, I take a week, or I take time off from streaming to focus on work, so that way, once I've opened, or once the show gets through opening night, then I return to streaming. So yeah, look forward to that. I don't look forward to that, just, I'm giving you guys a heads up. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, thank you so much. I am Papa the Survivor. And I will see you when I see you. So yeah, I'll see you later. Goodbye.